Why, good evening, you. Oh, take two. Good morning, you beautiful souls. Welcome to another Sunday Satsang. Sometimes when you're on autopilot. Now, I don't know about you, but pranayama is one of the most powerful exercises to really set the tone for the day, and we're going to be doing just that this morning. So, a nice few cleansing breaths and really enjoying a nice guided meditation to unfold and liberate the peace within. So, get your last few wiggles out. Now, I highly recommend you blow your nose just to start. So, I'll give you a few seconds just to kind of clear out the nasal passages. And per usual, when you hear the first three taps of the singing bowl, you're going to take a nice deep breath in when you hear that bell ring. And as you exhale, transform that release into a powerful Om chant. Relax the jaw. Allow a nice sigh of relief to transform that A note into that divine chord and chant. And as you close the mouth, the U and the M will form naturally. I lovingly invite you into the space of the heart. Before we begin, take a nice deep breath in. And drop the exhale with a sigh of relief. Do this 2 more times. And one more final breath here. Allow the body to relax fully. With each breath in and exhale, you release all bodily tension, emotional tension, and mental chatter. Fall in love with just observing. Allow the body to take over. Watch and observe as if you're watching a film. Lay back within yourself indiscriminately, indifferently, and allow the peace to overflow. With this final tap of the singing bowl, shift your attention to the full sound of the ringing as it fades into silence, allowing the body to take over the breath naturally as it needs to. Simply watch the breath. Ensure that you have a nice big smile on your face. Fall in love with the practice that is breath work, pranayama. From here, place one hand or both, allowing the index finger to be placed directly onto the navel and belly button. Begin to breathe in by expanding this lower dantian, this lower abdominal wall for these deep belly breaths. Each inhale, you expand the stomach and diaphragm. Then every exhale, you bring it tight, as if you have a string pulling to the back of the spine. Allow yourself to return to this infant breath. It matters not what stage of life nor creature, but the normal breathing, that in which is directed to the life force of all which is around us and within us. This divine umbilical cord, so to speak, directly connects, passes through, and fuels the body like a pump. With one other hand, start with your left. Place your thumb on your left nostril. Twist to your right shoulder. And again, with your hand, the right, on that lower dantian. Take 10 deep breaths here. Release the exhale through the mouth. And again, ensure that you're twisted towards your right shoulder. Eight more breaths at your own pace. Halfway, 5 more breaths. Return the head to center. Take a deep breath here with both nostrils. And again, release it with a nice sigh of relief. Reverse the positioning of your hands. Place the left index finger on the belly button, placing the hand on the lower dantian, and again, your right thumb on the right nostril, and turn your head towards the left shoulder. Again, we'll take 10 deep breaths here at your own pace, with that nice big sigh of relief as your exhale. Five more. Again, return the head to center. Place both hands on the lower dantian, taking normal, regular breaths with both nostrils, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Begin to observe the body. Rest within yourself. The key behind pranayama is to recognize that the body takes over the breath naturally, no matter what cadence you give it. The more air and prana and chi you bring into the body, the more energetically excited the body becomes. Be sure to relax. Calm yourself. Don't hold on to the identification of form, nor fixate or focus on the sensations arising within you. Allow the play and magic of life to unfold before your very gaze. From here, begin to take nice, long, deep inhales. Just as the 4 seasons, take in that nice, deep breath. Awakening like spring. Hold the body filled with this air like summer until you feel the heat begin to arise within the energetic form and the physical. Whenever you feel comfortably ready, again, just as long as you exhale or inhaled, exhale again. And as we release that breath-like fall, allow yourself to remain empty of breath just as winter, still, calm. Again, repeat that cycle of breathing. For 2 more rounds, we will allow ourselves to breathe as the seasons, allowing the stillness to be that final note, resting and marinating. Here in the exhale, you may observe that you can hold it longer. Remain empty of air just as long, if not longer. Allow the body to naturally redistribute its energy, to rebalance itself. If you haven't yet, one more final deep box breath here. Again, allowing the four seasons to play their own role within your own beingness, to observe the states of change, to marinate in the now. Breathe comfortably and normally, allowing the body to take over the breath. If necessary, give it the command yourself. Body, comfortably take over the breathing. And simply watch the play. From the beginning of this practice to now, how does the body feel? What is it you observe? When looking at this feeling and observational state, do not identify with that in which you're feeling. Don't give it adjectives and namers as if it feels nice. Simply observe it from an objective standpoint. Do you see more space? Do you witness more warmth? The energetic excitement? Tensionlessness? And as we begin our rounds of breathing here, fully give yourself to the practice. Allow the body to breathe. Pay no attention to anything around you. Simply the breath. The contraction, relaxation, the inhale, the exhale. Our first round will begin with the tap of the singing bowl, where we will be taking 10 deep breaths, in through the nose and out through the nose. From here, with the nostrils and nasal passages clear, take deep breaths. Treat this practice somewhat with passion and intensity, trying to draw in as much air and prana and chi as you can with each inhale, and forcibly exhaling and expelling it all from the beingness with each breath. With your 10 breaths, we'll transform our 11th breath together into a long inhale as we hold it comfortably. When you hear the tap of the singing bowl, we'll begin. Again, 10 deep breaths, with our 11th and final breath being one long inhale, holding it as long as we can. Hold the breath as long as you can. Remain still. It's here in this current phase of witnessing that we kick back, lay back within ourselves, and observe life as if we are watching a movie. What is the main notable aspect of how you watch a film? You immerse yourself in it. No judgment, just pure excitement of the play. Enamor in the now, and watching every snapshot of now play by like a film. Again, marinate in this knowing. For it's here we can utilize the power of breath to separate from the physical and intimate attachments that we have with the internal phenomena. Whenever you're ready, comfortably begin your breathing again. Our next round will be 21 breaths, with our 22nd being that long inhale. Catch your breath and comfortably relax before we begin. When you hear that tap of the singing bowl, begin these 21 breaths, and when you hear it again, that will be your signal and sign for that long, deep inhale. Remember to be breathing from that lower dantian, and if necessary, again, place your hands upon the stomach. Continue to observe the beauty within. Fall in love with that which is. The stillness, the calm, the space in which you observe is always present. This practice of breath simply reminds us, brings us back to the true power of our beingness. The fact that we can let go at a whim, at a moment's notice. Within one breath, we can escape the chaos and the noise. And with another, we can marinate in the womb of peace that is ever present, for it is our beingness itself. When the body is ready again, exhale and release. Continuing this process, our final round of this breathing will consist of 32 breaths, with that 33rd being a long and deep inhale, holding it again as long as we can, and ensuring that you're breathing from that lower belly. Again, place the hands if you need to. Most importantly, throughout the process of the breathing, allow yourself to lose control. Don't count. Simply lose yourself in this moment called the now. Listen to the sound of the ringing as the singing bowl will indicate the start, and the second tap will indicate the hold, taking in that one final deep breath. Lay back within yourself. Fall in love with that which is present. Pay no attention to one specific happening within your experience or around you, but evenly observe everything within your being. It's here we simply observe the state of the being, what is arising within the body, what is arising around it. Does your sense of physicality drop away, or does the body feel larger? What does your energy feel like? If unable to fully feel your energy now, shift your attention to the skin. Begin to envision the outer layer of the being, all the hairs upon it. And as you shift your focus further and further away from you, how does the space around the body feel? Does it feel warm? Does it feel excited? Do you observe an electrical feeling? Or perhaps that intangible pressure like magnets? Is it a weightlessness you observe? A lightness, an airiness? Whenever necessary, allow the body to breathe normally again. Simply marinating in that peace of your own creation. Again, continue to bring your awareness to the external, to that in which is intangible, the most subtle of subtle sensations within you and around you. And again, if you don't already, ensure you have a nice smile on your face. Take a nice deep and long inhale here with that big smile. And if you're sitting, allow yourself to elongate the spine as if you have someone pulling at the tip of the crown, upwards as high as you can. Fill the body up with as much air, prana, and chi as you can. And releasing it just as long through a gentle exhale through the nose. If you're lying on the ground with each inhale, envision and imagine yourself sinking deeper and deeper into the ground. Envisioning yourself falling through the floor. And for those sitting, imagining us leaving the form itself, levitating and elevating above the physical. Again, take a deep breath here. And as you take that breath, feel the elevation or feel the depth. Most importantly, feel the weightlessness of the form. And with your last deep breath here, again, bring in as much light, prana, and chi into the beingness as you can. Envisioning the physical form illuminating with a bright white light. And as you release that exhale, simply marinate in that womb of peace of your own creation. That light of love of your very beingness itself. When you hear the final tap of the singing bowl, take in one more large, deep inhale, the big smile on your face. And transform that exhale into a powerful, joyful Om chant. Not only focusing on the three notes of the chord, the A, U, M. Pay particular attention and focus on the silence, that fourth note at the end. And simply rest and tell directed to come back. Feel the natural resonance and vibration of your body. And again, witness this entire experience as if you're watching a film. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you. And whenever you feel ready, gently open the eyes, little by little. And simply rest. And with that, I gotta say thank you so much for joining me for this cleansing breath, this pranayama special. If you enjoyed, be sure to smash that like button. And the biggest piece of insight that I've gained from this practice of pranayama has been the utilization of it every morning, every night, has led into a natural checking in. Whenever the body begins to feel what you could call a tension or a stagnancy in any type of energy, I've been noticing these past few weeks, especially being more conscious about it, the body will begin to do its own pumping. I can just feel it in the lower dantian, the breathing changes. And then it'll just be a nice deep inhale and then a big exhale, and then it's gone. And this is the most important thing to really remind ourselves about this intangible looking, this inner looking, this spiritual journey is that the ego is simply something that we can call as the personality of the body. And it is very much so geared to enjoy, experience life, to live. It is our vehicle of exploration here in this playground of the divine. Yet, when we identify with it, we begin to take its signals and its feedback as our own, thus creating this kind of negative feedback loop where the body influences the mind influences the emotions, vice versa. They're all connected, and it just becomes this negative cycle that never ends. Now, the aspect of the breath and really utilizing pranayama is that you can stop that cycle from spinning in a moment by taking a deep inhale in and releasing it. And the more you begin to observe your own energy and what it should feel like after these types of breath work practices, where you can physically and mentally, emotionally, spiritually feel the clarity and peace and the rebalancing that arises, it's your reminder that that's the base state. And again, just as we are creatures of habit, the ego, it begins to, as it always has, seek out that love, that calm, that peace. It begins to find that that is the sweetest taste it's always yearning for. That's the paradox of spirituality, is that you have to guide it to that. You have to heal it. You have to console it. It's the ultimate act of love, because this body is your own creation. So it's important to remind yourself as much as you can to bring it back to this breath, because it'll serve as that liberating aspect of ultimately tension. It'll bring you back to that now state. Oh, and thank you. Breathing is miraculous. And there's an important thing to remind ourselves about that. It's the first thing we do here. It is the most important thing. In every religion and philosophy, you look at all the creation stories, they all start with breath. It's important to recognize that that same breathing can bring you back to that state of the divine, because it's the first thing the body falls in love with. That act of just, ooh, I get to this prana, baby. It's exciting. And when you can come back to that energetic, I guess you would say, awareness, I'm telling you, it's almost like you can sniff out the breeze and you'll just go sailing towards it. The breath will begin that to guide you again back to that in which brings you the most peace. And that's really the pureness of our very being. So the breath is an amazing tool. If you want to think about it, it's like a pump that can just clear away all the dust, energetically, so to speak. So I always encourage everyone, make pranayama part of your practice. If you don't do it before your meditations, you're missing out, because it's a great tool that can add that extra juice to it to really just help you break through certain level of tension or stagnancy or even internal clutter and chaos. It can be fully what silences the mind and the emotions. And again, that bodily identification becomes the most important, because when you can use it for a breath, at any moment, you can come back to that center. At any moment where the body feels stressed, it's in a weird situation, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, you can feel the energy, you can feel the tightness, you can again take that breath, console the body throughout that deep inhale, and just remind it again naturally through the very act of breathing. When you release that breath, it releases the tension. You can let those butterflies out. You can transform that excitement, that eagerness into that fire of passion and let's go, let's get it done. So with that, first off, I just want to say I love you so much. Thank you for joining me this morning. May the fruit of knowledge offer you a seed, and in that seed may your love, will, and intuition give life and nourishment. For a tree shall grow, and in its shade may you find peace, and offer peace to all whom ask. Namaste. I'm bow to the divine within you. Oh, and there was a question in an email, and it was, who wrote that prayer? I did. It was done, I believe, in 2012, after doing some studying and reading up on Buddha. And it was one of those things that just kind of comes in to the beingness. So the most important line with that is, always help out those who ask. You don't need to force it on anybody. Be yourself, dance your dance, and those that are curious will come on knock on that door of curiosity. So be that light of love. We need it more than ever. And the fact that you're here, you made it this far, you're it. So keep doing your thing. I love you so much. I'll see you Wednesday this time. Take care. Have a great day. Peace.